All right, exploring a little bit more on the hips today. And this time we're going to talk about squat variations. When you hear people refer to squats, it's oftentimes like a back squat, a front squat, a goblet squat. I think when you're preparing for a squat day, things don't always have to look different. You don't have to do a crazy shin box warm up or a crazy adductor type of protocol. Sometimes you can just slightly change things. And I think that also is it's pretty powerful when you say that to an athlete because things look familiar. And when it comes to especially group settings and trying to create reference to movements, having things that visually look the same but are slightly different can be pretty easy for a coach to implement. So something we're going to slightly talk about today is just a squat. So if I'm getting ready for a squat day, what do I do? I'm a big believer in blurring the lines of the warm-up and trying to load tissue, but I can do that with similar things. So you have a similar squat pattern that you're doing. Maybe you're getting ready for a front squat day. Well, how can I stress the tissue a little bit more? Who says that we have to squat like this to warm up? Maybe we squat open up to a 90 to warm up. And now we're doing our warm-up protocols from here, getting a little bit deeper into our groin, drifting side to side, kind of moving around. Maybe we're kind of rolling like a wave in a tempo, kind of getting into the ankles, getting into the feet, getting into the hips. What if we use a slight little offset to get a little bit deeper into the side of the hip, into the groin a little bit? So now I'm doing that same squat. You could go a little bit higher than this probably, and then kind of squatting down, kind of leaning into it and getting out. Maybe you have a side that always feels a little bit tighter than the others. So maybe you prop that up, try to get a little bit deeper in there. Maybe we open our feet a little bit wider. Maybe you have a narrow squat, and now we can kind of open our feet up to kind of get a little bit deeper side to side, kind of drifting back and forth. Maybe we rotate our feet out, get a little bit deeper in our adductors, deeper in our hamstrings. When it comes to a squat, it doesn't always have to be what we think about of a bar on the front or a bar on the back. Maybe it's just something simple that we play around with the foot positions. It's kind of frowned upon that, oh my God, this foot's out this way and this foot's straight. Who says that's wrong? Because definitely in sport, you find yourself in these weird positions. So why can't we add that in as a warm-up? Maybe each time you're stepping in, you're dropping open, almost like a drop step, playing around with the foot, drifting side to side. But technically, going back to it, it's all a squat. There's no reason we can't play around with that position to prepare us for something that loads that tissue a little bit more, but it's very familiar to an athlete because we're squatting.